back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over some tips for how to beat demon levels in Geometry Dash. I got this video from a friend from school, well this video idea, so all props to them. I'm not going to name drop them, because that'd be disrespectful. But they asked me, because I showed them some of my videos, how do you react in time for things that are coming at you fast? And I was showing them my Dark Matter video. So I think it's time I go over what are the 5 things that need to happen when you're making, when you're playing a level. Starting with my first tip is the mental game. In a level, there are what we call mental blocks. It's either an easier or particularly hard part in a level that you get stuck at for a while, and it frustrates you. But don't let it get to you, as it's not as hard as it looks. I know there's some personal experience. Some parts look hard, but they're not really as hard as they look. Like, for example, the duel in Death Moon looks to be pretty intimidating, but it's not really that hard. The duel in Death Moon is hard for a lot of people at first, but there's a way to get around any mental block. For me, what I did was I counted the jumps and falls of the part and memorized them to get past the duel until it became second nature within minutes. This is true for a lot of people. The duel in Death Moon can be a little intimidating at first, but it's not really that difficult to get past it the first or second time. You're just like, okay, I have this down now. You might die at it once or twice here and there due to, I don't know, a mixed click, but it's not really that hard after that part. So now guys, I'm going to be showing you my example. This is Death Moon by Caustic. I did to get past certain enemies is you go through it and you count. Whatever. But I showed what I wanted to. You go through, and I'll go through it a little bit in practice, just to show you. What I mean by that. Okay, that was fine. That was way too far. Once you get to the spot. Oh, wait, am I the only player? Is it just me? I'm the only player who plays first in practice. I'm like playing for myself before. Like, if I wanted to do it, it's fun as so and here, let me go back so I can show you one. Alright, so it's so far one jump. It's the first jump right here. And then going from there. 1, 2. There's 2 jumps from there. Then you got fall, 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 jump, fall, fall. Jump, fall, fall. 1, 2. That's 3 jumps. Then it's fall, fall. Fall, jump, jump. That's Well, alright, whatever. But I got what I wanted to say out on this part. On to tip number 2. Alright, guys. As for tip number 2, is cutting up a level. This is what most professionals refer to as runs. Like the run 65 to 100 on Death Moon it's fairly simple, 65 to 100. And if you practice a level and run, there's a less chance you die when you get back there. Or or for the first time, everything past 60 on Death Moon is free, but for some reason people die anyway due to not practicing what's coming next. Like, if you never practice a section, don't get mad when you fail at that easy part like once or twice. It's just it baffles me how people never use practice, or even using practice. Like, you can use practice all you want, but cutting up a level is essential. Runs are an essential part of a level. Like, for a bit of time when I was doing runs, I was doing like 20 to 100 was my first run on Death Moon. I know. I was like setting a big thing, but it's because everything after, like, the first time I was like, man, this duel is ass. So I just set everything after the duel, and I did everything, and it wasn't that hard, and I got it in like 5 runs. I mean, 5 attempts. It was pretty easy. And then after that, I just kept cutting it down until I had like I think it was like 19 to 100, and then I did like 65 to 100 a few times just to make sure I had the last bit down. And then I did the duel, from 0, and then after that I just did the entire thing. It wasn't like really that hard, to be honest. But on to the tip. The third tip of the day is muscle memory. Now, this should be pretty obvious, but I'm going to say it anyway. Muscle memory is just another thing that is used primarily for harder demons. Like, you don't really need muscle memory on easy demons. You just kind of blow through it. It's pretty easy. But but big ass but here. When you're practicing something that's just like really fast paced, and you can't really see what you're doing, you need to practice it so much that it becomes muscle memory. You need this when you're playing demons like Zodiac. You can't see what the fuck is happening half the time. But when you practice it enough, your body remembers the movements taken to complete the section. All true information coming from your boy. You really need muscle memory to be able to actually understand what the hell is going on at the time. But on to tip number 4, you know. Tip number 4 incoming, boys. Alright. Tip number 4 is ladder. And you listen here. I know this should be obvious sounding, but laddering is literally the best way to progress in Geometry Dash. It just is. Like, if you want to get better, like, the laddering is the way to go. You can jump if you want to. Like, go ahead. Like, me personally, I jumped straight from club step to 9 circles. But it sucked. It sucked a lot. This was a few months back when I was first, like, really trying to get into harder type demons. I was like, I jumped straight from club step, Rob top demon, directly to 9 circles. It sucked a lot, and it was really frustrating at a lot of points. I felt like I wanted to give up. I felt like quitting the game entirely at one point. But once you lose your drive, you lose your passion for playing the game. You'll never get back that original passion. But the joy you have at beating a level, you want to keep that, never lose it. Because once you lose your steam, you never get it back. You'll always feel weighed down while playing until you just eventually. So please, ladder, and remember, you are not Zoink. You just aren't. You're not Zoink. You don't jump from Bloodbath to Zodiac. Trust. Alright, it's time for tip number 5, boys. Let me. Alright. Alright, tip numero 5 is dedication. Listen, I know this sounds obvious, but just listen to hear what I have to say. This is a part of every level. You need to have dedication to beat a level. Don't give up as soon as you reach a point in the level you can't get past. You practice until you can, increasing your skill along the way. You need to have dedication to get past any level. Like, this was a few months ago. It took me about 500 original attempts to get past Deadlock. And I passed it eventually just while practicing, like a leisurely practice session. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna hop on Deadlock real quick, see how this is going. And I randomly beat it. It's just, you gotta stay dedicated, and just until a level just becomes easy enough for you to beat it. And in my case, Deadlock just became basically too easy. And I'm going to include in this section an honorable mention. The honorable mention is nerves. Never let the nerves get to you. Even if you make it far and you're at the easiest part, you could still fail due to nerves. For example, the last straight fly of Cataclysm. It's pretty easy, but you could also easily fail there thinking you made it. So always make sure to keep your nerves in check. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say for that segment. And I don't do voice outros enough, so here's an outro. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope you liked and subscribed for more content. If you want, I could do a part 2 to this, exampling and dissecting more levels and giving more tips. And I love you all. I'll see y'all next time.